Oh, this that Toxic song where he says Karuchi. I, first of all, I like this song. No, no, no. Me, myself, personally, I love this song. However, when he yells that girl's name after they had broken up, oh, this that Toxic song. I was like, where he says Karuchi. This song, this song, you should sing this song or listen to it if you're trying to be saved in Jesus' name. Okay, Patreon. And then I will send you the link as well. Make post. Text. Although I don't like this version with these folks. Yeah, this is with Zayn and Usher. Is it Usher? I think that's who's on the remix. I don't know.
I haven't heard the remix. I feel like I never know there is one until something happens.
Part 2, Take You Back to Sleep is a song, right?
Maybe.
That I was like, hold on. Yes, yeah, he has a remix. So the remix, I think, is with these folks. I prefer the original.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, when I'm talking about Sex You Back to Sleep, that ain't the song either. But I'm saved over here. Sex You Back to Sleep. Sex You Back to Sleep, girl. All right. All right, I'm gonna DM you the link for YouTube so you can stay.
Okay, let me put that on my other screen.
So you can see those. And oh, they're here. Okay, let me. First of all, I like this song.
Oh yeah, let me mute this so it's not in my ear too. Let's see.
Wait, I got my. That's my sound. Sorry.
Hey Alexa, stop playing music.
Why? Oh, got you. I'm gonna move because I actually have terrible lighting, and I didn't think people were going to be in as quickly as. See what?
Can't do it now.
It's okay. I'll move in here because I'm going to introduce Tiana, and then we're gonna let her do the things, okay? Huh? No, this is for women only, and I want Tiana to feel comfortable. Can I take all this out? But I'm gonna be in them comments though.
Freaky photo tutorials.
Huh?
Someone called it freaky photo tutorials. Let's go.
Yes. Okay, so let me.
Oh, someone follows me on TikTok. Hey.
Oh, that's fantastic.
What device are you using? Oh, I'm using my actual like professional camera. It's a Sony A9 II.
And that's why I said she looks fantastic. Okay, she looks fantastic. I'm going to just pop out this chat so I can see what's going on. All right, we're going to get started. Like right now, actually, because listen, these women's is in here, okay? All right, Tiana, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Thank you guys. Ooh, first of all, this background look, I'm doing something. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the very first Love Hour After Dark in 2021. And our very first guest is Miss Tiana Nelson. I don't have a studio audience, but we're going to clap for you anyway. And listen, y'all know the real deal, Holyfield, which is that I am a terrible person when it comes to taking pictures. I am always so awkward and so uncomfortable, and boudoir, child, forget about it, okay? And so actually this was Catherine James's idea. I think Catherine actually follows you on Instagram, or I don't know if she received the comments maybe from the Patreon, one of the two. And she was like, you know, what would be really helpful is if we did a basically a class or a session teaching women how to take these sexy selfies. So with that said, if there's a man's in this chat, I'm gonna need you to dismiss yourself. This is your cue to exit stage left. This ain't for you. It's for Black people anyway, okay? This ain't for you. I want Tayana to feel very comfortable. And so if she wants to, basically she's gonna be showing us how to pose in lingerie. I know she has tips and tricks for those women who are, you know, thick. Okay, so she'll have tips for, you know, to make sure that you feel comfortable in your skin and you feel like you feel sexy. You want to feel sexy, especially specifically and pacifically since Valentine's Day is coming up. You know, it's quarantine and maybe you want to, you know, do the situations for your spouse, for your mate, for your whomever. You know, that's your business. So while we're doing that, I know they said somebody was in here that's not of the female persuasion. Yeah, girl, clits. Listen, just loud and wrong said clits only. Loud. Okay, you ain't wrong. Okay, let's all get it together. If you're a man, I very kindly and politely ask that you leave, only because again, Tayana was like, girl, I'm comfortable. It don't matter to me, but I want to make sure, you know, that there's, you know, just a safe atmosphere, and an atmosphere of safety is much different amongst a bunch of women than it is with men involved. So Chief Levite, now, I don't know how to kick you out, but you got to go. Okay, you got to go. Amber said, I don't have no boo, but I'm down for sexy selfies. I'm going to tell you why. Actually, Amber, I'm happy you said that. I don't think that you have to have a significant other to kind of sharpen the skill, because at the end of the day, it's about confidence as well. Taking great pictures is really about confidence. And yeah, girls, this is for the singles, this is for the women's, this is for the married folks, this isn't the situationships, this is for whatever you need it to be. Because again, it's more about you than it is about them. So while we're figuring that out, make sure all the men's is gone. Tayana, please introduce yourself. Tell us how you got into photography, how you got into boudoir. Tell us all these things.
Yeah, sure. So I have been a photographer since I was like, I want to say like 15 or 16. I went to school specifically to do this. And then I graduated in 2013 from a small college in Missouri. And then I started my business like right after. I went to boudoir at first just because I was just like, oh, people are making money doing that. And then kind of like as it went by, I was just like, oh, this is like a really cool way to make people feel really good about themselves. And it's just really nice getting to meet like so many different people. Like I get to be around so many cool people and like learn their stories. And then it's also been like a really great way. Like I have a whole blog post just about like how it healed me personally, because I grew up feeling really ashamed of like myself and ashamed of my body, and it's like taking control of my sexuality. And I get to be in charge of like everything, like as much or as little as I show. And I especially being a fat woman, hopefully you see this. What school in Missouri did you attend? I went to the University of Central Missouri. I went to UCM. Their photo program is no more, but that's where I went. And so eventually it was just kind of like one of those things where like I was thin my entire life, and then I hit my 20s and like life touched me, and now I'm not thin anymore. I'm a proud fat chick. And growing up and like learning that fat wasn't a bad word and that I don't have to hide my body just because I look a certain way has been really cool.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, well, listen, if you feel comfortable, I'm not to tell you wrong. People are definitely asking you about your head wrap.
Oh, I wish I could pronounce it. It's like Chi L'Amour or something like that. Ooh, yeah, that sounds right. Maybe if you just type like Chi head wraps, like it'll come up. But there's a bunch, and this is like a pre-tied one, and there's silk underneath. My hair's a mess.
Cool beans. All right, so what we're gonna do, listen, you guys, I am going to allow Tayana to fully do these takeovers. I enjoy the takeovers. I'll accept you guys' feedback. If you don't, just let me know that. But I enjoy the takeovers because I don't want to be a distraction. We will stay in the comments because I'm gonna be learning, okay? We need her learning on today. Beautiful thing about Diana, because she is a prepared soul, is she created a whole like document reference guide. Is that what you called it? A reference guide that I will send out to the Patreon after this. So you guys can basically have like a cheat sheet to everything she's going to teach us today. Love it.
Yes.
All right. All right. So Tiana, I'm listening, girl, bye. I'm a beat. But I ain't gonna be on this camera. I'm gonna give you full control to talk about and do the things you need to show us. And then, oh, the last thing I was gonna say, I'm sorry, before I head out, last thing I wanna say is that Tiana is open to questions. So if you have questions, what I'm going to do is start the document, Catherine, because I know you're in here. I'll do that right now and add you to it. So if you have questions, just at Catherine and she's going to add them to the document, and then meaning the Google Doc. And then at the end, when I come back on, I'll ask them. Okay. Sounds good, girl. Go on, have a takeover.
All right, thank you. And I know like there will probably be some stuff that is really in depth and we'll get to it afterwards, but if there's like little things while I'm kind of going through this, please feel free and I'll answer stuff if I can. So the first thing that I want to make sure that we talk about before I get into this, because I will let you know that under this top, I do have on a bra. Like it is just like I have on lingerie. We're going to talk about lingerie here for a second. We're going to get into it. This whole thing should probably take like, I want to say like 15, 20 minutes or so, and then we can get into questions. So like I said, I graduated from UCM. I saw a couple other people there, go Mules or whatever. I made sure that when I started doing stuff like this and for the guide, like it's all pictures of myself. It felt a little vain, but that was the best way that I could do this. So I highly recommend that people go into boudoir with an open mind. So it is an investment. People spend a couple grand with me when they come in, and it is definitely something that I don't think people expect if they haven't been in the boudoir world before. It's like a whole experience. Like you come in, there's like, we go through, I have a client closet with like 150 pieces from size small to 4X. You come in, we kind of fit you for stuff, see what works best for you. I have all different kinds of colors, shapes, stuff like that. And it's something that we kind of talk about beforehand too. And taking sexy selfies is like a way, I think, honestly, to get you comfortable with your body and to start kind of opening up the conversation, especially like with yourself or somebody else who might be ready to kind of make that leap into getting your own session done. I think everyone should do it. I do it once a year. And I know that it's like intimidating, and especially if you haven't been someone who is like really in tune with your body or isn't like used to seeing yourself naked. I actually started like kind of my self-love journey by like making myself look at myself in the mirror naked and just kind of like taking it all in and like not breaking eye contact with yourself. So one of the things that we're going to talk about is actual lingerie. So I'll show you what I'm wearing here in a second. It's from one of my favorite places. Is Playful Promises online. They have a UK store, but they also have one in the United States. And if clients bring their own lingerie, does that affect the cost? No, it doesn't. So it's just kind of put in there so that I can help maintain stuff like that. There's like overhead and stuff that goes into boudoir. That's a lot. And it just kind of depends on like what you want to purchase. I have albums, I have wall art, I have like these giant things that cost like a lot of money to print. And so I just kind of have things kind of like this. But anyway, so I strongly suggest checking out places like Playful Promises. Torrid has some great stuff. If you want to shop Black owned, please check out Lovera. It's Lovevera. They are amazing. They also have like a new nudes collection for Black skin tones, and I'm going to be wearing one of them for my sessions, for my session this year. And I'm so excited. Like everything that they have is just amazing. So I think that the Fenty line is nice. My biggest frustration with the Savage X Fenty is that their plus sizes and their small sizes, they cut things different. And at least in like my line of work, we don't hide stuff. instead of us being like, I don't like this part of myself, we try to embrace it. And if you don't want to buy that image, that's fine. But there are ways that you can help to make things look more flattering. And like I said, in a second, I'll stand up and I'll show you my outfit. But things like making sure that you have like high waist things, maybe putting on some sort of full bodysuit. And there's some things, I love high-waisted anyway. Like if we ever brought back low-rise anything, I would just have to deuces right out of there. I'm not doing it. I won't be a part of that. But there are some really great things that are really nice. And you also want to kind of like check your skin tone against things. I personally think that I look beautiful in mustard. I have a lot of mustard lingerie. I have on purple right now. I feel like I tend to look really good in purple, pinks, just a lot of stuff that people kind of try to say that Black women shouldn't wear, like when they tell us we shouldn't wear red lipstick for some goddamn reason. So I try my best to show things just kind of like depending on how stuff kind of works. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you this. I'm gonna step to the side so it doesn't look like I'm stripping in case like YouTube does show up, but hold on. Okay, so for example, again, like I said, this is from Playful Promises, and this is high-waisted, so it comes up to here. And then this does not have cup support. I think that, especially for my client closet, because I have people come in who have different breast sizes and who have like different like levels of support that they like, it's easier to have some stuff like where we don't have to worry about it. Uh-oh, am I gonna be out of focus now? Let's try this. Okay. So I have this kind of up to here, and then I have this with no support. And then in the back, it's very plain. It's just kind of like a regular bra, but then this also comes up and you can see it hits one of my cute little rolls, totally fine. They lie to us so we won't look better than them. You know what? I think that's true. I think it's envy. So there are a few things. I'm going to move this out of the way. And sorry, I couldn't do this in my studio today just because of like how far it is and like everything else that's going on. So what I do is, and I'm going to pull this out just a little bit so you're not just looking directly at my chest. There we go. Okay, so there are a few things that we want to, is the bottom mesh. No, so it's like, it's just got kind of like a little, like it's got like some mesh paneling on the side, but the front is solid and then the back is solid. So with what I want to do with this, one of the first things is if you're going to take a standing up picture, which a lot of people do, and especially like if you've got a mirror, standing like this, I'm not going to look as dynamic as I would if I like stretch something out differently. So I can go from here, and then I'm going to bend my right knee in, and you see how that already see how that twisted me? You're going to take those hands, you're going to grab here, and you see what that's also doing is that's going to go ahead and give me some shape here, and then we're going to give me a little bit of shoulder. And that takes everything. I'm out of focus. Oh, I'm so sorry. This should be tracking me, and I usually don't have any issues. Let me see if I do that, what happens. Okay, hopefully that's better. So then I'll go from there to here. So again, I'll be here, and then I'll swap it to here. Okay, and it's still gorgeous. Yeah, I'm looking at myself. I'm going to give it a second to catch up and see if it fixes it. Every time I come up to the camera, I feel like you're just getting a face full of boobs. I'm so sorry. Okay, great. Excellent. Okay, so that's one of the first things for standing photos. What I think is the pillars of posing are going to be standing, sitting, and laying, essentially. So there's the three of those, and then you always want to, and this is honestly, I've been watching America's Next Top Model, like Tyra's not crazy, all day. But her thing about posing H2T, or head to toe, is super important, because you don't know like what part is gonna like capture somebody's whatever. What do you do with your neck? Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that. So I think some of the most important things to pay attention to when you're posing are going to be your hands, your eyes, and then your feet. So the basic thing that I told you about like grabbing the middle. Oh, did I miss where we should place the camera? So let me actually help you with that too. So my camera is literally directly in front of me. My guide has some more things about that. If I were you, I would go buy a nice cheap ring light for like 50 bucks on Amazon. And then I would place your light where I would place your camera wherever your light source is coming from. So for example, this next to me is a big window. Whenever it's, you know, bright outside. And so I would always want to face myself towards the light source. So if you were to get a ring light, I would put myself towards that instead to help. So I would usually, there's also some really cheap, there's some cheap stands that you can put your phone on that are also from Amazon that take just a little bit. Oh yeah, someone said you can get one for $29 at Walmart. That's a good question. So I have a ring light in front of me right now for when I'm sitting. Also, I love how you can see the side of me. And then if you were to see any photos of me, you would never see that. That's so funny. So actually, that's another good one. So say, for example, I'm here. This might be a little extra, and I might not like send this to my husband, but I've got a light here, and I can put my hand up and then do that same thing. I'm gonna take this left hand, I'm gonna pull up, and then I'm gonna look down at my shoulder because that's how my eyes matter right now. So there's like a lot of stuff where you can just use your surroundings. I can put my hand up like this. This is actually a pose I do all the time in the actual studio. And one of my like most famous poses that everyone sees and knows me from on TikTok is this one. And you can put your elbow up and then just kind of pull up here and then tilt that head up. You can go to the side. You can do either one. Good, we like extra. Good, because that's what a lot of my poses are. So those are a couple of quick standing poses that are very easy to do. Shows off the body, shows off the chest. You can even do like something that's close up. And honestly, I think a lot of people overlook what the joy is of a good, just like standard sexy selfie where you hold the camera up in front of your face and it's like pointed down like this. And it's like eyes, and I have big ass eyes, and then just like boobs. And something just like that, my husband is going to be super excited to get. He's not going to complain about that. So then let's go ahead and do a couple of sitting poses. So I have my couch here. And hopefully I don't go too far out of focus again with this, but we'll see what happens. If I lay across this couch just like this, I can set my camera up in front of me. That light's coming in from this window over here, and I'm gonna look glowing. It's not gonna matter. You're gonna see me from over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stretch out my feet nice and long. I'm gonna make myself nice and tall. And then I'm gonna stretch out just like this. And I can put my hand here. I can take this hand and drag it up my body. And then I can look right here, give eye contact. I can look down at the shoulder. I can do whatever here, but like this already, I can throw a hand over my head. Just being here is already good. And I'm gonna let you guys know I have LASIK, but I cannot see that good yet. So some stuff I'm probably gonna miss. I'll try to go back through, and again, we'll have questions after it. So, but this is a cute picture already. Like I have my little stage set up. This is for my YouTube channel, but this little stage setup can do perfect just like this. So another easy thing when you're sitting, and you'll see a couple of these in my guide, is that you can go on your knees. And you're gonna sit, again, you always wanna be facing your light source. So we're, again, pretending like the sun is out. I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna have my butt out just like this. And then I can look down at my shoulder. And that's also one of my favorite ones. I have in the guide, there's one where I use my mirror that I have, and it looks perfect with this. Like I put my butt in the mirror and then my front is here. And so you get a nice peak of butt at the bottom, but then you're also getting like chest and like front here. And you can put your hands like different places. So absolutely perfect. Same concept goes here. The Beyonce. I love this. Okay, so then, I'm gonna zoom that again. So then you can do the same thing. So this one, let's make sure that I'll do it fast so we don't get in trouble. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna put one foot, we're gonna put the left foot in front of the right foot. And you'll see if I'm like this, I don't have a single bit of ass. But then if I change the shape and I come one forward, one back, and then I lean and I curve my back as much as I can, which isn't much because I have an injury, then there we go. We can look over our shoulder. We can look over our shoulder here, and then you can take the picture from the side or the back, and I'm serving butt. And normally what I would do, but again, we're on YouTube, is take this and just pull it up, and you're gonna hike it and give yourself a little wedgie so those cheeks come out. Hopefully your photographer will direct you like this. I would hate to have to kind of come through and help with that, but I'm hoping it'll help. Okay, so then a couple more really quick, so that we can then do some questions and stuff like this. I never know where to put my hands. So let me switch this again. Okay, so with your hands, placing them on your body somehow. Yeah, so how are you clicking? So I am clicking using my phone on a timer. So I will do like a 10-second timer, and then I'll get down, and then I will like run to wherever I am, pose, and then we're good. And then what was the other pose that I was about to show you? Oh yeah, so someone asked about my hands. So there's a couple of good things that are like taking your hand and you can drag it down the side. Motion always looks great. So if you take your hand, start at one place, and then drag it down, and then just get as many photos as you can, or do it just like, you can get a photo in the middle of it, it'll be perfect. So then you can also drag your hands just across your body. So for example, if we come this way, and then we just take your hand, and then we come up, you see how that changes things too? I can close my eyes, I can tilt it towards the sun, I can put my hand in any of these directions, okay? And then I think that the next best thing is to kind of show you how you can change things. Please come to see me to take photos. I would absolutely love that. So then another good one, if we're sitting. And then I'm gonna try really hard to like be as good at this as I can, but you're gonna take those straps and you're gonna pull them down on your shoulders. And then you're going to hug under, just like this. And then you see how that's gonna put emphasis on my chest, and it's gonna give it kind of a tease. And then you can kind of look down. You can look up towards the ceiling, you can close your eyes, and then you're just hugging yourself. And that's another one of my favorites. And then another classic that I don't want anyone to ever sleep on. Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and focus this back towards the couch again. Where's my phone? So don't ever sleep on this pose, okay? You're gonna take your camera, and it's another one where you're going to just fall. And you're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna put this camera right in front of me, and then I'm going to put my hand back and then just fall. And then, oh God, I'm having such a great time doing it. Give them a fake ass smile, something. And then when you fall, you can look right up at your camera and then take a picture, and that's giving body, yaddy, yaddy, and it's giving face. So then I'm just here. Fake laugh a few times if it's going to help you. Do whatever you need to kind of get you there. And I think that as far as laying, I've got one more good pose for you guys, and we can do that one really quick. And and then we can go on to any questions. I feel like I could go all day if I just sat here and showed you poses that I like to do. So then normally my couch at my studio is a little bit longer than that. Mine would look so goofy. I doubt it. I think it would look great. Okay, so here's the last one. If you are going to come across this, and you'll see that when every time that I've done a pose where you can see my feet in it, I'm making sure that my feet are pointed. So I'm gonna go from having my foot flex like this, which is not cute, and we're gonna point it. And you don't have to do a perfect ballet point. I did ballet for some years. You're going to point as much as you can. We just don't want you out here looking like this. It's goofy. So this last one, my couch in my studio is a full length couch. This is kind of like a love seat situation, but essentially what you would do is you're going to come on your stomach. You're going to bring this front leg up, and what that's going to do is that's going to prop up your butt. And then I would come down on my hand just like this and take some cute pictures just like this. So we've got butt in the air, feet back here, toes pointed, and there you go. Imagine this on something long enough for an adult human to be on, and it's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually, I lied, one more. I'm gonna put my shirt back on for the end of this, and if you're not comfortable with lingerie, go ahead and put a t-shirt on. And you can do some things with a shirt on too. And I'm just gonna roll back really quick. You can do something as simple as pulling this and twisting it and bringing it down. You can play with some angles, put your hands someplace on your body. You can roll it up if you weren't like wearing a bra, give just like a hint of boob if it makes you feel better, and then do something like this. There's so many things you can do. You just have to get creative. All right. I think I got it. I think that was a good representation. I think we're good for questions.
Tayana Nelson. So what's going to happen is that when the world is opened again, I'm coming to your studio. I'm going to fly you. Actually, I'm not even going to fly you out. I'm going to go to you. I want to be in your space. The best photographers to me are the ones that can direct me. When people just are like, be natural. Well, natural in this moment is like, I don't know what to do because I'm awkward. And this is like, I always say this, that taking pictures is such a vulnerable experience. It feels, you feel exposed. And so there's nothing natural in the moment when you're feeling so vulnerable. So having someone that can guide you and direct you and help you look your best, I feel like is what everyone needs. I mean, there's some people who are naturally really good at, you know, it takes practice, but are good at like just taking the pictures and understanding what their body is going to look like. I'm not one of those people. So I love the fact that you can direct women. It's my absolute favorite thing. So this is what we're gonna do. I know Tiana was really, really great about answering you guys' questions in real time. With that said, if you still have questions, please at Catherine. I know she started a document. I'm gonna pull it up right now so we can get to them. There was something else I was going to say. Ah, shoot, I forgot, girl. Okay, let me pull up these questions. Let me see if I can find them. This is what I be talking about sometimes. I just had them up because I didn't want to do this. Sometimes my level of, oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. Dang, I was going to say something else, but all right, here we go. Question number 1. Do you know where we can get cute bras for 3840 MN?
Ooh, so I would say that Playful Promises has the biggest bust sizes that I've seen. Outside of that, I know a lot of people have to go to specialty shops, so I would probably look in your area. In Kansas City, we have a couple that are that can make stuff to size or order stuff to size, so you might have to go someplace in town.
Got it. Okay. The next one is, this is from Rhonda Phaeton. She said, do you have tips for foot fetish pictures?
Ooh, so I have never delved into that, and I have some rough looking feet. So I would think that probably the best thing to do would just be to take some of the poses that I just showed and maybe just shift the focus. You can do some things like kind of sitting like on the couch how I had it, and make sure that your legs and feet are kind of like in the beginning of like all of your poses. Probably some more sitting ones as well would be really great.
Okay. What about, someone said, any suggestions to hide the belly?
Yeah, so I don't personally do a lot of hiding of the belly in my studio, but when people are trying to get like kind of a variety, we'll do things kind of against like placing your stomach against things, or taking photos that are kind of like over the shoulder, or doing things where we just kind of take them from an angle. So like if you were on your side, instead we would shoot kind of towards your head, as opposed to putting the camera so that it's looking directly at your gut. Because that's the thing that I've kind of had to get used to too, is I have a belly, and that's one of those things where I'm just like, if you got a belly, you got a belly. Go hold it, look in the mirror, and recognize that you're beautiful with or without it.
The biggest thing that you said, and I'm actually going to try this, and I think that this is probably one of the most impactful things that you said, and that could help all women, no matter your size, age, whatever, is literally standing in the mirror, looking at yourself naked and not breaking eye contact. I think that there is something that's a very powerful moment of seeing yourself. And I mean that like seeing yourself, but also like seeing yourself. And it'll help to break some of that. You know what I mean? And the more comfortable you are, the easier. That's part of most of the problem. Part of my problem is the uncomfortability that I have with my own body translates to being on camera. So the more comfortable you are, the easier it is to have those poses. So I think that's fantastic. Any suggestions for women that, oh, the other thing is that I love when you say, girl, we don't do a lot of hiding, because I think we often, even my photographer, Kelly, is like, don't come in here talking about pimples. Don't come in here talking about Photoshop and wait out. Don't come in, we don't need that. You are who you are, what it's gonna be. And it's something
Exactly.
we often, can you just minimize and like make me look like this? And even that can be triggering, because you'll look back on it wishing you to be something that you never were, instead of embracing this moment. That was kind of a word.
Yeah, no, and I feel that. And that's what my tagline is: all bodies are good bodies. And that's what I believe. Like, it doesn't matter what you come into my studio with, we're going to make magic with it. Like,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's really, really beautiful. Okay, I'm not gonna cry. Any poses, any pose recommendations for pregnant women?
Yeah, so you can do all the poses that I just did, but the thing that I tell people to do is you're going to hold at the top and bottom of the belly, and then just do the same thing. So if you can go, if you're trying to show off a little bit of butt, you can do the same thing, just turn around, show some butt, put the hands on the top and the bottom of the belly, and it's perfect. It'll work just fine.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, girl, I'm trying to have 3 screens up because I'm trying to look at the comments. Hold on, let me get myself situated. I'm trying to look at the comments. I'm trying to look at what you call it sent me, and I want to see you. Okay, now we have it set up. All right, next question. How do you pose for those in the itty bitty titty committee?
Oh, I don't pose y'all any different, child. I have lots of people who come in with like that have like next to no kind of like I would say probably like in like the A family a lot. And honestly, it's a little bit easier for people with smaller chests to do poses, because I know that with me, I have double D's, and like I get out of breath if I'm like on my stomach. So I feel like it's a lot easier. Like, you don't have to really do much, but I would just focus on, like, anybody can have a butt if you angle it correctly, but you can't really make boobs appear. So what I say is embrace it. Like I would just do things where you try as hard as you can to just like show off kind of like collarbone or like this area in general. And it always looks good, like no matter what. Just make sure you have some bras that are actually cupped instead of having like the loose one like I did, and it'll help as much as it can.
That's great. Way to accentuate breasts when you don't have a lot of cleavage. I guess that goes to what you were saying as well. Do you have
with the bra
for the bras that I can't think of what they're called, but the like shelf bras?
Oh, the demi cups, I think is what they
Yes.
are. Yeah, I would definitely look at getting that. Would be exactly what my recommendation would be. Get some demi cups. There's like a brand that's called CUUP cup, and I think they have some cute ones. There's places like Aerie and stuff like that that I think have some demi cups. But let me tell you, people might crap on Fashion Nova. They have got some cute stuff. They've got so many bras. They've got stuff that can make everybody look good. Right now, there's a bodysuit that like is sheer, but it's got like little rhinestones on it. Everyone's wearing the hell out of that, and anyone with a small chest would look gorgeous in it.
Okay, love it. I'm gonna check that out. If your boobs fall to the side, is it better to wear underwire?
I would say that that would be a great idea for doing it. That's also when I would do the technique I showed with my straps off my shoulders and putting your arms under it, especially when you're laying down. I take a shot from above at my studio where I'll just tell you to kind of cup your hands like this and then kind of put it under your boobs, and it makes everything kind of stay.
Okay, got it. Can we talk about strategies to avoid RBF? Listen.
So
Sierra, talk about it.
I am kind of the opposite, in which I'm always giggling, but I have found that if I have clients who do that, looking mean can be real sexy. So don't discount that. But also in the same tone, that's when that fake laugh that I was talking about kind of comes in. I never take selfies without like my favorite music popping. So I will turn on like a good hits playlist. I'll turn on some Eric Bellinger. I'll do something like that, some good R&B, and then I'll sit there and I'll just kind of bounce around to it. And it also helps to kind of flow through it, and it feels better.
Okay, I love that. Do you change the recommended pose based on your partner's fetish?
Yeah, I think that it would be really easy to do that. Like, and you could also incorporate like props or something into it, just depending on like what your partner's into. My husband's pretty boring and just likes boobs, so all I have to do is put a camera in my face and it's fine. Like he'll be fine. But I know like I have some friends who like have like they're really into like pregnant women, and so like being able to take pictures when you're pregnant is like the perfect thing for them, and things like that. And I feel like that would be perfect.
Okay, I love that. I joined late. Can someone tell me, have we covered how to take poses for those who have a gluteus minimus? That's hilarious.
You know what? I can do that really quick, actually. And I just saw someone talking about parting your lips, and I have a tip for that before I go show my lack of an ass.
Yes.
So
Every
if you
time I take pictures to part my lips, it just looks like I'm in the middle of a sneeze or something. The most ridiculous thing ever.
So the easiest way to do it, and what I tell people in my studio, is you're going to close your eyes, you're going to tilt that chin up a little bit, and then you're going to breathe. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to inhale. And what it does is it parts your lips so that it doesn't look like you're mid sneeze or like you're a blow up doll. So you go 1, 2, 3, and it looks so natural and so pretty. And then I'm going to get up really quick.
Got to get up close to the camera so I can see.
So you can make sure it works.
Listen.
And then, oh, and I agree, little booties matter, but here we go.
Look at me doing it again.
So the pose that I showed.
Wait, hold on, Tayana, before you go to little booties matter, because I wanted that conversation too, but I got to get this parted lip situation.
Oh,
you're
yeah, what's
not
up?
blowing out. It's just the blow in or the blow in. It's just breathing.
Yeah, you're sucking in. So you're just breathing in. So here, I'll do it again. So you're going to be here, and then you're going to close your eyes. Here we go. And you're going to 1, 2, 3. And then you're just going to hold it.
You just do this way too well. That was just effortless. Okay. Okay, little booties matter pose.
Okay, so the one that I did on the couch where you put one foot in front of the other is what you're always going to do if you were taking photos of your butt. So actually, let me move this the other way. So it's the same thing. I can put my hands up here, and if I'm like this, you're going to see that there ain't nothing coming here. It's just it's all flat. So then you're going to put one foot in front of the other, and then you're going to change your weight. So I'm going to put all my weight on this leg, or I'm going to switch it and put it all here, just kind of depending on where the camera is. And then that's going to take you from nothing to at least a little something. And another one is if I'm standing like this, how I taught y'all to kind of come through and do the same thing, bring that leg in. I'm going to take these hands and then I'm just going to come and cup at the bottom. Don't grab, because that's going to make it look weird, but you're going to cup right here at the bottom, and then that's going to show exactly where your butt is.
Okay, love that. Brooke, we're doing a Brooke Sinclair said, "Where are your pants?" If you came, I could see the confusion, but we're doing selfies class, and Tayana is a photographer that does boudoir. Did I say that correctly?
You can pronounce it boudoir or boudoir. I mean, I think it's like the French word is like with no R.
Okay. Boudoir. And so she's showing us poses and giving us, that real deal Holyfield. All right. Do you have any boy brief suggestions? I'm assuming that's the underwear.
Oh, yes. So I wear, I'm just gonna be real up front. I don't wear underwear usually. I have like a skin thing, and wearing things that like adhere to my chest and like body all the time are not good for it. But I like Tomboy X. They have really good briefs and they have like good stuff. Fenty actually has some really good kind of like granny panty kind of things that are also really cute. And then I also really like, I think what I was saying earlier was Aerie has some really nice ones too that are really cute.
Okay, cool. Toys in photos, yes or no?
Yeah, why not? I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Full naked or always sexy lingerie?
I don't ever take full naked photos. I don't have a problem with it, but the amount that my husband gets sexy photos in the first place is just not super often for me. Like sometimes I'll just surprise him if I was like in the mood that day and I was just like, ooh, let me give him a little something, something.
Yeah.
But I think that doing them full naked would be great too. Just probably watch where your partner is when you take them and when you send them over.
Listen, that'd be my problem, the interwebs. Listen. How can I make my sad boobs sexier for photos because she fed the kids their nutrients when they were younger?
Oh, yeah, that's just going to be what we talked about with like them coming to the side, like gather them. Like there's nothing wrong. I call this the sexy headshot. Just kind of pull them up here, put this here, and then just kind of give like a good smolder. It's sexy. Everyone loves it.
Okay, love that. Is there a filter recommendation?
I use so there's a couple of apps that you can use. There's not a lot of apps on, or there's not a lot of filters on Instagram that are made for Black women. A lot of them are really orange and not cute. And maybe I can figure out how to do that. Maybe that's something I'll look into.
I want Joshua to create a filter for Black women so bad. Like he doesn't even understand. Joshua's one of our photographers, and he doesn't understand the value that there's an entire market of melanated women that don't have.
I would love that.
Like it washes us out, or we look gray, or we look white, to be honest. It just does weird things.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like I have one that I use, but like depending on the lighting situation, it makes me look orange and real dumb. Mm-hmm. So I would say there are a couple on Instagram that you could use, but otherwise I would say take a picture and either edit it in the actual like iPhone or Android app, or there's a couple like Afterlight that you can use where you can like unlock some filters, and there's some that are on there for free that look pretty good.
Okay. What are some things we can use to break the ice, because I'm really shy?
Oh, I wonder if they mean like in a session. So when I have someone come in for a session, I require that you get at least makeup done by my makeup artist. And it's because it gives us time to kind of like establish a rapport. Like at this point, we've already talked on the phone and all this other stuff, but like I encourage you to bring to get a Spotify playlist if you don't have one together, and bring it and we'll listen to it so it's your music in the studio. And then at that point, we're just making jokes. Like we're hanging out, we're talking, I'm going to ask you about like your partners, your life and stuff like that so that you relax. And I always show you every pose before I do it.
I love that.
I also see that someone says alcohol, and I do allow you to come in and get like a couple of shots or something, but I've had people get wasted in my studio, so I don't allow like drinking throughout the entire thing anymore, because then you paid all this money and you hate your pictures.
I do think there's a place for alcohol in terms of like it can loosen you up, but I also
Mhm.
something really empowering about like being present and knowing what you're doing and feeling like really good about, you know, the pictures that come back as well.
Mhm.
With that said, I understand the need to drink as well because it's vulnerable. It's one of the most vulnerable things that I feel like I do on a consistent basis is take pictures. It's a very vulnerable experience.
Yeah.
Next one. Any tips for those who don't make sexy faces? Always look away in every shot. Oh my God, that is so me. I'm such a like smile. Okay, cheese.
And I'm the same way. So I would say look towards your shoulder if you're going to do stuff, because that can look like kind of teasing and like looking away. I would do the closed eyes, parted lips that I was talking about, or another Tyra trick. I learned too much stuff from Top Model. You can always close your eyes and give yourself like a 1, 2, 3, and then like opening your eyes, you get like such a fresher look than if you're just kind of like waiting for a photo to be taken. So I think that that's like a really good one too. But closing your eyes and then opening them, looking to the side, and doing things like that are really helpful.
Okay, I love those tips. That's really great. This says hairography tips, but I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Okay, Charlie, if you tell us what that means, that would help us or give us a little bit more context. I'm not quite sure what it means. Have you any suggestions with physical disabilities? I use a wheelchair and someone else uses a walker.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I've seen people do is just like first make sure that like, especially if you're going to have professional photos taken, just kind of like discuss with us like what your limitations and stuff are. And if there's someone who needs to be able to help, then please just let us know so we can accommodate that. But I would think that like if you are just talking about like selfies or whatever, same thing, just like incorporate whatever works best for you. Like if you are able to kind of get something where you can feel stable and be like on a couch or on the floor and then just kind of like moving whatever parts of you kind of work for the photo, I think that you can still do, I mean, a lot of these things just modified. And I feel like that's what taking a lot of selfies is for, is learning those angles and learning what helps like better for you.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Are the words just as important as the pictures, or can I just fire? Wait, what? Or can I just fire off selfies? Wording is hard. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Stephanie, I don't know, girl, can you give me a little bit more context? I don't know if there's maybe a word missing. Are the words just as important as the pictures? I don't know. Oh, maybe she means like the captions with the pictures. I'm not quite sure. The next one says, what's a good way to present photos, not just blowing up photos? I don't know what that means either, but I assume she means like in an album. But
Yeah, so
like super informal tips as well.
yeah. So like I just text them like if it's something like that, but there's like if you go you can make albums on like stuff like Shutterfly. I don't know what their like policy is on stuff like that, so I would look into it, and that's usually why I just say go to a professional. But like if you were going to like present them as well, I now get like some leather envelopes and I put prints in there, and you can be really fancy and do that yourself too and present them like that.
Oh, I love it. This one, she said she wants to know, should she say something when she sends the selfies to her partner? That was the question.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't. I think it's funny if he's just like, if I know he's at work and might just like pick up his phone and all of a sudden like my boobs are on his phone. I think that if you know that like, my husband just laughed. I think that if it's a situation where like, you know, that like wherever your partner is might be a little like risky, I would at least text them and say like, are you like, is it okay for me to send you something? Like, are you with people right now? And then do it.
Got it. Okay, I love it. I shoot, I was gonna say something. I forgot whatever. Okay, wait, is this even going to be available for rewatch? It will be available for rewatch as long as YouTube doesn't take me down. If someone obviously reports this, then it's going to be taken down. So like, I can't tell you for sure. I'm not going to take it down if that helps. I'm not going to take it down. I think these are helpful. I think I'm learning things. And I think these are the conversations that we as women need to have because a lot of men, I won't say all men, but a lot of men are visual. And so this helps with that. I know I'm super awkward and can be very uncomfortable. So these tips are like phenomenal and fantastic. So I won't be taking it down, but if YouTube be having the problems, then child. That's all I could tell you. Do you have any pose suggestions if you want to send a boomerang? This is a great one.
Oh, so like that falling picture that I showed you guys where I had it like above me and I fell, that would be a perfect one for something like that. My husband literally, when I was walking around in this before I came in here, he asked me if I would make a GIF of my boobs bouncing because like if I just walk, like it does it. So you could also just like do something like that. Like if you give yourself like a little shake in front of the camera and it's just like your boobs moving. I would also maybe, if you're going to do something like that, there's like all kinds of like follow through movements that you can do that kind of help. So like do like the hands down there or like rubbing them like or kind of going up and down or anything like that, I think would be really good for a boomerang.
Oh, I love that. This actually might be another class. And if you guys are interested in it, let me know. But the question is about sexting. And so I don't know if you have a comfort in sexting, which I mean, maybe you do, but maybe the better word is maybe like an expert in it. But I would actually love to do a Love Hour After Dark and have someone come in and like not sext, but like give the how to keep it going, what to say, that kind of thing. I think it would be a phenomenal class, or like, Love Hour After Dark session. I'll let you give your answer, but if you guys are interested in that, please let me know. I would love to like find the person who can do that.
Yeah, I wish that I was that person because I'd come back and do that, but I haven't sexted since I was 16. I will say that I think like a part of it is just kind of like if you start the conversation, like my husband's tried a few times and I'll like keep it going for a minute and then I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go eat a sandwich. But like I think it's like really nice just to kind of like play along and do one of those like, what would you do if I was here kind of things is kind of just where it goes.
Okay, all right. I'm basically the same, like, okay, we're gonna try it. And now I'm so like
yeah, exactly.
bye. So definitely, if you guys are down, it looks like they're saying yes. So if you guys have someone, I'm always taking suggestions for this, okay? Because I feel like my brain is always doing a gazillion things. So yeah, definitely, if you know of someone who you think might be a good guest for the sexting topic, please let me know. I'd love to like research them and whatever. What's the best ways to smize or have a smolder look?
Ooh, yeah. Smize, that Tyra Banks smile with your eyes. I was just watching her teach about that.
I feel like I just look like I'm psyched or something.
So I think that it's definitely one of those things again where it's just kind of like either do like the fake laugh or like think about something that makes you happy because which is where the music and stuff comes in, because if you're just sitting here and like nothing's going on, like you're not going to feel happy and you're not going to want to do that. But I think if I'm sitting here and I'm like thinking about my husband or thinking about my day or something like that, and I can just sit there and I can give just kind of like a little, and it's flirty, like I don't know, what kind of eyes would you give your partner if you like saw him across the bar if COVID wasn't a thing? Like something like that.
Yeah, I haven't had to flirt in a long time. All right, question. What do I do with photos after I take them? Should I print them, keep them digitally? Ciao.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would do both. So you also have to remember that I'm coming at this of a lens where I work for my damn self, and if naked pictures of me get out, then okay. But I think like the best way to kind of make sure that you can keep them private yourself is there's like a few apps where you can do it, but there's also ways that you can like you can transfer them to your computer and then just like lock them down. But I think the best way to do it is if you get them off of your phone and into something physical, like if you did like a little tear out book or something like that, and then just tuck it away in your closet. You don't have to worry about kids. I saw a couple people talking about that. And like you can just put it up, like it's very easy and compact, and that's why I usually tell people who come in and see me to buy an album from me because it's the easiest thing to put away.
That's great. Okay, 2 more questions. Oh, we know where you live. You were in, or what city and state do you live? I'll let you answer.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. My studio is I know someone I think asked if I was in downtown. I'm in the Crossroads area.
Okay, and then any interesting ways to use mirrors?
Yes, I have a couple of pictures in my actual guide about that because I have two big like $400 Wayfair mirrors. But like I put a bunch of plants in front of mine and then I just kind of like will frame myself so it's just like my butt and then the mirror and then my face is facing the camera so you can see my butt in the mirror with the plants around it, and it always looks really cute with like a bunch of light around it. And you can also do stuff like I have a couple of pictures. If you go to my website or on my Instagram, you'll see like if you get like a tall full body mirror and place your body like against it, either face forward or face backwards, and then that way you can see your butt in the mirror. It's always such a good picture because you can see both sides of yourself, honestly.
Okay, I love that. Next question, or I'm sorry, one last question. Catherine just put in, says, tips for shy people that want to do couple photos, or people, people that may be awkward or shy about PDA.
Yeah. So when we do stuff like it's in my studio, so it'll be me, and then depending on like what's going on, I have an assistant, and then you two. So what I say is go looking for people who you would feel comfortable with. I make sure that I'm constantly doing stuff like posting on Instagram stories and talking to people so that people can get to know me as a person. And you can tell usually just by like looking at someone or talking to someone for a few minutes or viewing their Instagram stories if you'd be chill with them. Like if you didn't like this presentation, then you don't probably need to come see me because you wouldn't feel comfortable in my studio, and that's just kind of how it is. And that doesn't offend me. But there are people who you will click with immediately, and they will do everything they can to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Suggestions for dating site with t-shirts or clothing?
Oh, yeah. So that was kind of like the pose that I was doing where you would like pull down like on your shirt here. I would say if you're doing like a dating website or something like that though, I wouldn't necessarily say to post like a sexy picture like that because like that's what it's for, is like if you were going to send this to someone else. Like I don't know really what, I was never on those sites, but from what I understand it's like a lot of headshots and pictures with your dogs and stuff. So if you're not comfortable posting pictures like in lingerie on there, I feel like maybe I wouldn't.
Got it. Okay, that's it. People are asking about like shaving or waxing, but I feel like that's probably personal preference.
That's 100% personal preference. I just posted a TikTok that got taken down, of course, where one of my clients doesn't shave, and people were just like, "Oh shit, I wish I had that confidence. Just don't shave. It's fine."
Okay, got it. Anything, I don't have any other questions. I don't see any other questions coming through. Anything else you maybe wanted to add that triggered your mind as we were talking?
Yeah, I actually just saw, I thought I just saw something. Oh, so I see a couple people who are concerned about price. So I am not a person who is, I am priced like a luxury service because I do a lot more than just take your picture and then leave. There are people who do that. And if that's what you're comfortable with, I am never like going to tell you not to do that. But I do recommend that if you want like the full service, to just kind of put stuff aside. I do payment plans up to 9 months, which helps people kind of get in with me. And I think that one of the most important things, like I said, is finding someone that you feel comfortable with, someone that you can talk to. And I saw a couple people who were mentioning how expensive lingerie is. There are at the bottom of my website, if you scroll down, there's a free lingerie resource, and it's also if you buy my selfie guide, it's in there, but it is completely free. And it's like I organized it from cheapest to most expensive. And so there's some stuff like Mentionables is like a mid-range, but Fashion Nova has stuff on sale all the time. I pick up pieces for my client closet for $10 constantly. And if you just kind of like chase the deals, I post about them sometimes on Instagram and in my VIP Facebook group too. If you just keep your eyes peeled for sales and look for stuff, there's a bunch of things that are super affordable and you can catch them at the right time and they will cost you next to nothing.
Got it. And you mentioned your Facebook group, which I'm happy you did. That is, doesn't involve a cost, right?
Correct. That's completely free. You come in there, we just do prompts and hang out. And sometimes I make you say really nice things about yourself and make people uncomfortable having to be nice to themselves like that. But it's women only. And when you come in, there is, I mean, it's just a lot of love. We just talk and post every day and people ask questions and we give relationship advice if you need it and things like that. So.
Okay. What's the name of your Facebook group?
It's just Good Bodies VIP group.
Good Bodies, plural, VIP group?
Yep.
Okay. So what I recommend is the people that are in here, please run, don't walk. That's super churchy, but we're here now. Her Facebook group, join it, so you guys can get the tips. I will be joining directly after this. Oh, one question, I'm sorry. Lighting darker skin. I usually set my phone to saturated and turn down the blue under the white noise setting. Is this the best way to illuminate dark skin?
I think that that's good, but I honestly find that if you just find your light source and place yourself directly in front of it, especially for us darker skinned people, then it's a lot easier. So like if I were to take a picture right now, I would, and the light was coming here, I would just place myself right up under it. And then I would have my camera right in this direction and I'd be shooting towards myself. And having that light there is going to help, and it's going to fall off behind you and it's going to look perfect. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way that you're doing it. And on iPhones, you can drag the kind of light up and down, but I think it works either way.
Got it. Okay, cool. Oh, they already have the Facebook group in here. That's cool. Okay, so I'll make sure I join. Catherine has put in your Instagram information. So if you're on Instagram, definitely follow her. Tayana, this is happening. I will be taking photos with you at some point in this lifetime.
Please, I would love that.
Yeah, and so would I. I think that is it. I think we answered all of the questions. Listen to me, Tayana Nelson. Thank you. This was fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you. I had so much fun. You guys are amazing. Like that was the best audience I think I've ever like taught to.
Oh, that's fantastic. First of all, the entire Kev on Stage family, the stage crew family, they're all amazing anyway. But anytime you can get a bunch of women together, it just be a little different. It just be a little, we just show up different. We support different. We just different. We just be different. So thank you. And they're saying thank you. So I know this fantastic. I will, Tana was very nice enough to create a doc guide for us with poses and kind of recapping what we talked through today. So I know this was like kind of a lot of information. So I will send that out to you guys as soon as this is over, actually through the Patreon. So you guys will have that as a guide. So as you're doing, your little situation, especially in a couple weeks, because Valentine's Day is around the corner. Okay. You can do the things.
Yes. And like always feel free to ask me stuff on Instagram. The cost of the thing that I sent you is just $25. So hopefully it's affordable and easy for people to kind of, approachable for people to get. But I answer DMs. I might not be the fastest because I get a lot, but please message me if you have any questions.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much. What I'm actually going to do is I will send you a bit more than what I sent you because I didn't realize that guide costs money, and I'm going to send it to this audience.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Oh, they want your Cash App.
Oh, I guess I can type it in here.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you. I'm not very good at accepting money, but thank you. It's right there. I don't know how.
I see it.
There you go. Yeah, and if it asks you for that, let me know, and I can just send you the PDF. I don't remember how I sent it to you.
Okay, cool beans. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank everyone in here for showing up. I know listen, it's been a busy week. We're back in the swing of things fully and completely, but we got it done. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great rest of your night. Patreon, have a great rest of your night. And child, we see y'all on next time. Oh, and don't forget, if you have any suggestions for Love Hour After Dark, I am accepting suggestions. Okay. Like send them to me, a topic, person, and if you send both a topic idea and the person, even better, because I don't have a lot of capacity these days to be thinking a heck of a whole lot. So literally, if you have a topic and a person, it's fantastic. Okay, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too. Thanks.